Hey all brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Satisfactory, where I have managed to sort out all of the outputs for the constructors. All of these are connected to like mergers, and then we've got main lines running all the way down towards the back end of everything, so kind of away from the stations. So, yeah. I was trying to think like some words in my head, but I didn't quite figure out how to articulate them. So, never fucking mind, we're just going to wander down this way. I'll show you where all the belts are going. I still haven't put power connections in for everything yet, so that's something that's on the to-do list. But each belt is being supported by 2 columns, so they're going to be fully compressed once everything is properly fed. And then the whole thing comes over here. Oh god, that rifle was getting a bit jittery. And then we've got some lifts that are going to go up here. I brought the lifts on this lower floor out a little bit further, so that once the expansion comes in, the rest of them can output to lifts that are going to be, like, occupying this space in front. But they all then come up to this floor, where they'll be popping back out, and I've put all of the inputs, or the basic inputs, in for the assemblers on this floor at least. The 5 that are up on the very top, I haven't done that for yet. But we need to work out how we're going to connect, or how we're going to like feed and split all of these materials. So I want to quickly have a look at some numbers, because each one of these machines is going to need 36 steel pipes a minute. So let's see what that is. Because going all the way down here, we've got 15 on each side. So let's see what those numbers are going to be. So one side of this is going to be 540 for 15 machines. For 30, it would be 1080, which could be a little bit awkward. Because that's like just under 1.4 Mark V belts. 2.25 if I were to use Mark IV. So I've got to figure out how I want to like distribute all of these materials. In one of these banks, or one of these little kind of module areas, is going to need 360 a minute. So using a Mark V belt, we could pull all the way down to like this many machines and have a little bit left over. So, what to do with that? Because ultimately we need 2,340 steel pipes a minute to be able to feed all of these assemblers. And that's exactly how much we're going to be producing with the constructors. So this should work out evenly. It should even out fine. It's just making sure that I get things correct. So what I might have to do would be have each of these belts from the ground floor, or I say the ground floor, the lower floor, feeding 10 assemblers each, and then have a splitter so that any runoff can go onto another line to go upstairs. Because there's only 5 machines up there. How much are they going to need? They're only going to need 180. So if I were to split 3 belts off with, you know, a Mark I belt from each, that would make that 180, and then we can just send that belt up. So you know what? I think we're going to do something like that. But obviously I've got to figure out how to do it, and I'm just going to start with hooking up belts and try and drag some of these resources around, see if we can figure out what we're actually going to do with them. Right, where is the centre of this one? It's around here. So if I were to put a splitter in there, that can be where I'm taking materials from. Connect that like that. Yeah, and then we can run this Like, once we take... It's going to be 60 from 780. Let's bring us down to 720. Divide that by 36. Yeah, 20 machines. Okay, that works perfectly. I hope that stretches far enough. It really doesn't. Okay, we're going to have to bring this back a little bit. So it seems I've already made the decision that the steel pipes are going to be going along the top of this. So I'll have to remember that when I come around to bringing the concrete up. Right, 36 a minute. That means I'm going to need Mark II belts to be able to feed these, because Mark I ain't going to cut it. Unless... Ooh, how could I work this to try and evenly split things? Let me take that away. Take these splitters out. I haven't got any belts that run at 180, do I? No, I've got 120, 270, and then 480. So I was thinking I could try and split this belt into two and have that split off to go and feed all of these machines. You know what? I'm just going to run it as I was originally planning. Just run it as a bus line and let the machines fill up as they need to. These ones down here can be fed with Mark I belts. And these other ones are going to need Mark IIs. Nice. One thing I probably should have done would have been putting the splitters in, like, on top of each other first. But then I don't know where I'm bringing the concrete in from, so I guess for now it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, that'll do for that one. Let's sort out this side, and then we can sort out all the stuff down the bottom. Oh, and I'm low on iron plate. Well, that's a bugger. How am I meant to get anything done? Pull these stackers out, I suppose. Although I will need more iron plate for the Mark I belt stuff. And for putting in more splitters. Oh, there's always something, isn't there? Right, I'm going to go and get some iron plate. It's a fair bit easier getting over here now. Just jump from the roof. Okay, that is these two sorted. I'm going to bring the other belt is going to swing down the side. So let's put some stackers in so we can bring this bitch down. I don't know why the belt's a bitch, but you know. Maybe I just like insulting things at this point. Now I'm running out of the aluminium sheets, so I can't build any more Mark V belts. I did go for a quick run over to... well, actually I did a couple of trips over to the bauxite mining and the quartz mining, just to go and top up that system so that we can keep things running a little bit longer. So I'm going to go and grab some of those as well now, because I'm never fucking prepared for anything. I do wish these trains would stop merging, though. Ugh. It just looks ridiculous. I need to try and fix that signal. I don't know why it's doing that. How is this process going? Are we filling this container up yet? It's getting there. This one's empty. That's still got quite a lot of bauxite in it. It's got quite a lot of quartz. Okay. So this will keep ticking over for a little while longer. I've got 1,000... Oh, 900. 900? I thought I had 1,000. Give me a full 1,000, please. That's better. 1,000 aluminium sheets. Much better. I also need to finish building this bridge. And this roadway. Okay, last little bit of belt stuff is going in here. A few bits of Mark II belts. And that ought to do it. So now all I need to worry about is the input of concrete and the splitting of the rest of this. So I've got 2 splitters in already. I need to split off this belt that's going down the far end. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let me just delete these bits. And that will do there. So how do I want to merge all of this stuff? I think what I'll do will be bring a merger in, say here. Is that going to fit? That'll fit fine. Bring that around there. And then want one more merger over here. Mark 1 belt off that. Mark 2 belt to bring this lot over. That's too long. And that will get 180 there, which we can then send off up this way. We need a Mark 3 for that. I need to get some steel beams, but I've got plenty down there. But yeah, then we'll just bring that up to this level. And split that off between these machines, and then that's all sorted. Okay, so I'm going to go and grab some steel beams so I can finish this bit up, and then we'll start looking at where we want to bring concrete in from. I'm sure it will work out great. At least I fucking hope it does. Steel beams, steel beams. One of these contains steel beams, I'm sure of it. I think this one? Yes. I brought this up too far, I think. No, I didn't bring it up far enough. I'm an idiot. So now all I've got to do is just put in the splitters and everything needed for this section. So let's get that bit done. And there we go. That's got the steel products being brought from, well, not from the mines yet, but from smelter to foundry to constructor to assemblers. All of the belts are in place. Then we do need to sort out the concrete stuff, so I need to figure out which station I want to have for that, along with where I want to send the belts. Now, if I remember right, I don't need 5 stations anymore, do I? So I'm just going to tear all of these stations up. If I were in range. That'll do it. Get rid of those rails as well. And I'll get myself up onto this so I can have a slightly better vantage point for things. That looks to be in the right spot, and you as well. How are you doing? You in the right spot? I think you are. Yeah, it should do nicely. So I think, given the proximity to all of this, do I want this to be an import or an export stop? I might do this one as an imports, so I'm going to rename it to start with, because I have a name for this place now. This is going to be the outpost of Steelport. It was suggested to me by my good friend Dante. There's a reference to, is it Saints Row? I can't remember. He told me it was a reference to something, and bear in mind this was going back a few weeks, so I've kind of forgotten now. But this will be the imports station for concrete. Let's get these freight platforms re-established. We'll do that there. Is it on these? Right, yeah. It's going to be unloading. Unloading. So, how much concrete do I need at the moment? I need 1,300 a minute. I mean, that's less than 2 Mark 5 belts. I'm sure I ran these numbers before. It's like just under 3 Mark 4s. It's about 3.5 Mark 3s. But yeah, when I drop down to Mark 2s, then it starts getting a bit excessive and not something that the station can support. So we'll probably just go with Mark 5s and then split them as necessary. But I've got to figure out where I want the belts to be going. But I will be starting with conveyor pole stackers. They only need to go 2 high, so that's alright. And that's not even fucking where I want it. I want a nice smooth corner, not a weird jaunty one. That's better. Looks nice and neat. You can let your inner perfectionist shine when you're doing stuff like this. But where, oh where should I send the belts? I might carry the line over this way until I run out of concrete, obviously. But I might bring things over to this corner, because I've kind of been jutting out like the conveyor lifts out on the side as if they're like a little external lift area. External lift, yeah, that's what this is. So I may do something like that. I need to go and pilfer some concrete from somewhere, but there is a lot of stuff around here that does need to be torn down. I might go and start clearing out some of the stuff around by this copper processing, because this is not going to be here any longer. Don't need it here, not for this outpost anyway. I might make use of the copper somewhere else, but I think for now I'm just going to tear up all of this. Certainly so I can get all the concrete from here. Or a good chunk of it, anyway. Right, most of that is gone. It's still a complete bloody mess, but I got myself some concrete. So, that's what matters. Let's try and sort out a lift shaft for these belts. Right, is there going to be space here for 2 conveyor lift Mark 5s? And how far up can I take them? So they've got quite a distance to travel. I don't know the maximum height that a lift can go. Also, that's kind of in the way now, which is just great. Okay, how much does 60 machines need? Would 1 Mark 5 belt be able to support that? Because I could send this one higher. No. 1,200. I mean, I might just have to move that lift. That's probably going to be the best option. Nice to know that I can just drag the lifts up this high, though. So, yeah, we'll dismantle this bit for now. We'll rework it as and when we need to. So 1 Mark 5 belt can support 39 of these machines. It's going to get a bit tricky with the... Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the concrete down this side and then kind of loop it back around so it comes up this way. That might be the best way of dealing with it. I love them loops. And with this belt here, I think I'm just going to stick a splitter in. Not there, though. Is that in the right spot? Is that nice and straight? That's nice and straight. Good. So, how many machines have we got? We've got 10 in this area. So, 10 by, I think it's 20 concrete that I need. So that'd be 200. 20 per minute, yeah. So 200 per minute. So we could bring that down to a Mark 3 belt. Let's get some splitters in. By the time it gets to this point, it's only going to need a Mark 1, which is good. And that's that there. Right. So that's 20 machines, or 10 machines, sorry. That would make 20. Then there's another 40, and then 60. Right, I'm just trying to figure out how I want the how I want to sort these belts. I think I'll use this one to come further down this way, and then we'll send the remainder up here and then the other belt can feed this lot, and then like supplement this one. I think that should do. And to connect, or to supplement the lines, I'm going to chuck a merger in here. Do that, and... oh god, that bumps right up to where we're going to need a splitter again. Oh no, wrong thing. There's not going to be enough space there. Alright, it's becoming a bit of a labyrinth under here, with all of these belts, but most of them are all in place. Not all, but getting there. I'm kind of running out of time for this episode, so I'm going to have to leave things off here. Off camera, I'll try and get the last of the belts all sorted, and then what I'd like to do next episode will be to sort out power connections, possibly do a slug hunt so that we can get some power shards, and then finish connecting up all of the miners, and then hopefully start looking at the rails, because we need to obviously connect this outpost to the main network, and then we need to sort out a imports and exports for concrete and limestone over at the bunker, and just kind of go from there. Make sure that we get all the infrastructure in place, working correctly, and eventually see this whole thing kick into action, which is going to be impressive, I think. Especially, the one thing I'm dreading most is going to be the power drain. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to seeing what that's going to be like, but progress is coming along. I still think it's going rather slow, but we are getting there. It's nearly ready. So do bear with me a little bit longer. We'll move on to something else soon, I promise. But I'm going to leave this episode off here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlist on the channel for more Let's Plays and metal covers, and give this video a like or a comment, just leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, subscribe on YouTube, chuck me a follow over on Twitch, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off. It's not good. Can we pull our asses out and do something, get money?